What's up? What's up, you guys? Good morning or afternoon, wherever it is that you are tuning in from. I just wanted to pop on because I just wanted to talk about the importance of appreciation and gratitude, and really just the importance of practicing, right? Some sort of like a routine during your day that allows you to feel gratitude and appreciation, and it really just ultimately helps you shift your mindset into going from a not so great place to always focusing in on the positive. If you guys didn't know, today is World Appreciation Day. And I'm like, you know what? I think this is a topic we should talk about because appreciation is something that it's really easy to show to others, right? I'm always like, oh, hey, babe, thank you so much for taking the laundry, doing the laundry. Hey, Jaden, my son, I'm like, hey, thank you so much for picking up, your sister from school. Like, it's really easy to show appreciation to other people. I am so, like appreciative. Like, I show my clients that I appreciate them all the time. I show friends and family. And then it got to making me think, right? Like, why don't we show ourselves the kind of appreciation that we show others? Most women, I can't speak for everyone, but most of the clients that I work with, they have a hard time, talking about themselves in an appreciative way, right? They always bag on themselves. They always add but I didn't do X. And it's really, I'm like, but you did more than you did today, and just appreciate that, right? And I think when you can learn to appreciate the journey that you are on, it makes the journey that much better. I get this a lot. Like, if you guys don't know, I used to weigh 213 pounds. And over the years, I've built a life full of positive, healthy habits. And I've learned to truly appreciate the journey that I'm on. I didn't just look for the fastest way to lose close to 100 pounds. I didn't look for like the easiest way. I knew that it was going to have to take some hard work. And instead of viewing it as hard work and hustle, right? I had to shift my mindset into thinking I am a work in progress, and I can truly appreciate this journey that I'm on, because I can sit and look back and like look at all of the lessons that I've learned, even with all of the bad stuff that has happened, right? Even with all the tough moments in life, we can stand back and say, well, I can at least appreciate that this came out of that circumstance. So I also wanted to just kind of like appreciation and gratitude kind of go for me, they go hand in hand. I don't know about you. And if you're watching this live, feel free to chime in. Let me know where you're calling in from or where you're watching from. But really, like, I want to talk about the importance of gratitude and how you can keep track so that at the end of the month, you can look back at all of your awesome wins and you can really start to appreciate the journey that you're on. So, if this is where you want to go at the end of the month, in 30 days, you want to achieve X, right? How do you know if you've achieved it, especially if it's not like a physical goal? Like, what if it's just something that's like not so, like, I just want to feel better. Okay, great. Like, what does that feel like? What does feeling better feel like? And I always tell my clients, I'm like, you have to keep track of all the little baby wins, because they are going to lead you to huge success. At the end of the day, at the end of the year or the month, whatever it is, you're going to look back and you're going to really, really be like, holy shit, I can appreciate so many amazing little milestones that had I not kept track of them, I would have totally forgot. So it's important to kind of think about keeping track of your wins or your victories, whatever you want to call them. Personally, I call them my hell yes wins. But it's important to keep track of them so that at the end of the week, the month, the year, you can literally look back and see, wow, I've accomplished so much. I may not have hit the goal on the head, but like, look at all of the growth that I did do. This is important for business and in life and at anything you're trying to improve, right? You're trying to improve your relationship. You forget about all those little things that maybe your partner did do. And instead, we are trained to focus in on what they didn't do. Okay. So one of the most powerful ways you can really begin to build a sense of confidence and develop a more positive mindset and vision for yourself is to understand how powerful you are. Right. And you can do that by celebrating these daily wins, these victories. Okay. So let me know in the chat if you celebrate or if you at least keep track of all the good that happens in your life. I know I'm like, you're probably thinking, Carissa, all of the good. Like some of you may be thinking, there's not anything good. And some may think, oh my gosh, there is so much good. Now, I have trained my brain through incorporating like a daily ritual, right? I've trained my mindset to look for all the positives. And the hardest one that I had to do is like looking for financial abundance. And so one of the things that I do, just this little thing, total side note, by the way, is when I see money right on the floor in the gym, in maybe a pants pocket that I totally forgot was in there. Like I find it, I pick it up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am rich. I am financially rich because the universe is just providing me with money, right? Like ask and you shall receive. So, anyways, that's just one of the little things that I honor, like I do to honor my financial abundance. But anyways, how do you keep track of these wins is going to be really, really important. And so many women, clients, like everyone that I talk to, they're like, oh, I have a gratitude journal, but I'm not consistent. And I'm like, okay, well, it's because you haven't built a routine, a habit out of it. So one of the things that I do is to the right of me, I have a giant whiteboard, right? And that's my intention board for the week. It's projects that I have to work on because I like to physically check things off. So I don't have like a never ending to-do list on a pad of paper. I have a very focused, intentional board that I update on Friday for the upcoming week, which is why I get so much shit done, is because I'm so entirely like I have such clarity with moving into the next week, but that's a video for a different time. But on that board, it's important to track my weekly wins, my daily wins. So every day at the end of a work day, I sit and I reflect back on my day and I say, what was really good today? What happened really good today? And sometimes like something will happen and I'll quickly like go up and write it on the board, right? Like they say I get an email from a magazine company that says, oh my gosh, we'd love to feature your article. And I'm like, hell yes, right? And that's always my sign. I'm like, hell yes. And then I go over to the board and I write it down. But if I haven't written down anything for that day, I sit back at the end of my day. It's like a 4:00 ritual. And I say, Carissa, what are you really, really proud of today? What were the needle movers today? What was something that you feel really, really good about today? And again, these victories, these wins can be anything from I didn't spill coffee on my shirt walking up the steps to I nailed a client to I just finally had, I finally got my first 5K client. Whatever that looks like to you, it doesn't matter. Nobody's judging or comparing your wins to theirs. And if they are, that's a them problem, not a you problem. All you have to do is stay focused in on what's going good in your life. So that at the end of the week, so on Friday, right before I get to reflect, I look back on all the little check marks on the board. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did such great work this week. And then I look over at my weekly wins and I'm like, you know what? I'm going places, right? Like I just tell that's time on a Friday that I just use to pump myself up. If you haven't realized, I'm like my biggest cheerleader, and I'm my clients' biggest cheerleaders until they can start to believe that they are a cheerleader for themselves as well. So it's important to kind of have people like that in your life that are always like cheering you on. And I happen to be like one of my biggest cheerleaders, right? So anyways, so that's kind of like the ritual, right? Now, part 2 of the ritual, it's one thing to just like name what's really good about it. It's another thing to get like down and dirty with how you feel, how that thing made you feel. Because, oh my gosh, that's like just feeding, right? That's keeping me motivated. Sorry. That's just keeping my energy tank bubbling over. Okay. Is when you can tap into the feelings. Yeah, sure. It's nice to get a client, or it's nice when a client has a win, right? So say one of my girls is like, she sends me a picture and she's like, oh my God, I can finally say muscle definition. And I'm like, hell yes. And then I'm always like, take a minute to celebrate it and then tell me how you feel. How does this celebration feel in your body? Okay. So then, like they tell me, and I'm like, that is what we need to tap into, because the feelings are going to take you way further than just stating it. Right. And some people don't even state it. So it's like really important for you to state it and then feel it and then share it. So the part 2 of my wins every day is that when I got a new kitty. I adopted a new cat from the Humane Society. And she, of course, she's 3 years old. She's precious. My daughter named her Vicky. But Vicky, let's see if you can see her. Vicky. Nope, she disappeared already. Anyway, she's like got this bad habit of like scratching. So I'm going to got it, but kick it in the butt. Anyways, part 2 of my wins, my daily wins is, yes, it's important to write it down. Yes, it's important to reflect back. But the third part, the part that seals it all in, is the expression. So every day around the dinner table, me and my family, we all take turns and we say, what are your wins today? And it's fun to hear my kids' wins versus my husband's wins. We're all so different. It could be a workout. It could be, hey, I got an A on that test. It doesn't matter what it is. We share it. And then we take time to really think about how it made us feel. So it's not just like, hey, I got an A on the paper, but it's, oh my gosh, I got the A on the paper and I felt fantastic. My teacher came up and told me that she was proud of me. You just go into details, tell the story of what that win is to you. So hopefully that just kind of really helps you sit back and think about all the good in your life. Right? It's World Appreciation Day. Don't just appreciate those people in your life, although that's important, but take time today to appreciate all that you have done, right? We don't do it enough. And in fact, we don't feel that we're worthy enough to share it. So if you're really bold, feel free to comment below with something that you can appreciate about yourself. All right, you guys, that's all I wanted to kind of pop in and say. I could keep going on and on because it's been a while since I did a live, and I just want to tell you all about all the cool things that I've been up to, but I'll save those for a different day. So you guys have a beautiful day. Stay hustling, stay healthy, and let me know if you ever need any support when it comes to really 10xing your health and your confidence. I happen to be an expert in it. Bye for now.